I'll share my screen now. Userflow and prototype. Can you see my screen? Is it visible? Can you see my screen?
I can see it right now. Yes, I can.
All
Yeah, I
right,
can
all
see
right.
it.
Very good. Okay. Just try to make. So our topic today is Userflow and prototype. Also, in Userflow and prototype, right, it's just basically revolving around Figma. So we'll look at, before we go deep into the Userflow and prototype, I want to like demystify what Figma is. Of course, we have been hearing Figma. We have been hearing, even as a product manager, we use Figma, but not so much actively. But it's good for you to understand how these things are and what Figma is, right? So I just want to go to a little brief discussion about it today. So can you see the screen? So Figma is a cloud-based design tool that enables collaboration among designers. Are you seeing the screen?
I can't see the next page because the only page I see is the Userflow and prototype.
Okay, I think I know how. I think I'll stop. So you can see it, right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I think anytime I'm trying to present, it always does that. So let me. So I said Figma is a cloud-based design tool that enables collaboration. Cloud-based design tool. I have to look for the like very, very simple definitions and explanation of what Figma is. So it's a cloud-based design tool that enables collaboration among designers. When I mean designers, I mean product designers. What are the product designers? The UI UX guys. The UI UX guys. So the cloud based, right? You know what cloud is? Cloud based, just like how OP is hosted on cloud. It's a cloud based design tool that enables collaboration. Of course, you know what collaboration is among designers, among product managers, among developers, and other stakeholders in real time. Figma is a cloud-based design tool that enables collaboration among designers, among the product managers, among developers, and other stakeholders in real time. So Figma is used for creating user interfaces. When you talk about user interface, it means like what a user see when what he or she is maybe if the pages you see on a website and what will appear on your screen on an application. That is what user interface is all about. All right, so all these things. So Figma is used for creating those interfaces, for wireframes, for prototypes, and design systems. So, and Figma is a very popular choice in the field of user experience. That's UX and user interface. So if somebody asks what's the meaning of UI UX, of course you are hearing UI UX. The UX and UI means user experience. It's not called UE. Why is it called UX? That X is represents what experience, user experience, right? The experience, the feeling the user would have during the interaction with the product. That's what they call user experience. Then user interface means the screens, the platform, the things he or she sees when he or she open a website or his interaction with the product. So Figma is a space where legendary products are created from an ordinary idea into a functional product that solves problems and also add value to the world. So that is where all the applications you see were designed on Figma, like at least most of them, because there are other design tools, but Figma is the most common and popular one. There is also Miro, but Figma is the most common one because it's the tools inside, accessibility, and all of those things. So it's a cloud-based design tool that enables collaboration among designers, among product managers, among developers, and other stakeholders in real time, in real world time. It is used for creating user interfaces, wireframes, prototypes, and design systems, and also is a popular choice in the field of user experience and user interface. Now, we've talked about, I've explained what Figma is all about. Now, let us look at what a wireframe is. Of course, I've mentioned about wireframe. So, wireframe is a visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. Visual representation, what you can see of the structure of a product. Figma is a what? Figma is a visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. So Figma serves as a fundamental tool in the early stages of the design process, right? It is Figma that is used for design before it comes to life. So it's a fundamental tool in the early stages of the design process, therefore allowing the designers, the product managers, and other stakeholders to conceptualize. Conceptualize means what? Work in conceptualize involves maybe the ideation stage, right, and all about those things, and to communicate the overall structure and functionality of the digital interface of a product. So all these things are very, very important, right? Wireframe is a visual representation of a skeletal structure of a product. So it serves as a fundamental tool in the early stages of the design process. Right? It's Figma that is used to design. Of course, they don't, when any application you see, right, they didn't just come about. They have to, that's why in product team, we work in an agile environment because of the flexibility, because of there's opportunity for change, there's opportunity for improvements. During ideation, there can be changes. So it's not, so that's how it is. So it's a visual representation of skeletal structure. When I mean skeletal structure, like the early stages of products, when they're trying to design, okay, should we use this color? Should we use this font? Should this be done? Should that be done? So it's just like a visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. That means the early stages of a product. So it serves as a fundamental tool in the early stages of the design process, right? Therefore, allowing designers, product managers, and other stakeholders to conceptualize and communicate the overall structure and functionality of a digital interface of a product. Now, let us look at the types of wireframe. Types of what? Wireframe. Types of wireframe. The first one is what? Low fidelity wireframe. That's lo-fi. When you see something LOFI, that's lo-fi. It means low fidelity wireframe. So low fidelity wireframe is a hand sketch of what the product looks like on paper. So your application, right? Maybe your GT Bank application or Access Bank application or whatever bank or whatever product it is, it would have been hand sketched, right? It is what a hand sketch, like what they call the drawing of it. So it's a freehand sketch of what the product looks on paper. They are very simple and they are the basic representation of a product interface, and they focus on outlining the structure, the layout, and also the key components without including detailed design elements. It is created using a pen and paper. You want to say something? It is created using a pen and a paper on whiteboards to quickly put down the product interface idea in a quick and easy way. So what this low fidelity wireframe just means using pen and paper or pen and whatever it is to draw what, just kind of do a sketch. That is a freehand sketch of what the product looks like on paper. Right? So they are very simple and basic representation of a product. I think I will show you an example of a low fidelity wireframe. Low fidelity wireframe. Low fidelity. Okay, I think I can just go to I think I need to show you what it looks like. I will send you pictures on the group chat, but I need to show you what it looks like on paper. This is what a low fidelity wireframe looks like. I'm trying to. It's loading. A low fidelity wireframe.
Wait, where have you
This is
sent it?
what do you say?
You say you sent a picture.
No, I said I will send the picture on the group.
Okay,
But I'm
no
going to
problem.
show you. I just want to just show you now on now live, since we're in live class. But
Okay.
I just want to show you. Let me open it to be very much bigger so you see for yourself. A freehand sketch of what a product would looks like. I'm trying to. So you can see from the definition, the low fidelity wireframe is a basic sketch of a website or an app interface. It is a simplified version of a final product, focusing on functionality.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yes. Are you not seeing the screen?
No, I'm seeing that's the
Are
types
you
of wireframe one, right?
That's what I'm seeing
Oh,
too.
it's supposed to show. Okay, it's supposed to show what I'm doing on. Okay, don't worry. I think I'll just let me go to this. It's supposed to show since I'm sharing the screen. Okay, I hope you're seeing it now. Can you see what's on my screen?
Yeah.
I'm still seeing the types of wireframe.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah, I can see it.
Supposed to switch automatically. Supposed to be. I turned to the. Are you seeing it now?
Okay, I can see it now. I can see it
Domain, can you see
now.
what I'm
Yes.
showing on the screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I can see
So
it
you
now.
can see how. All right, very good. So you can see how it is. This is let's say the application. This is home page. Just like how we have this is how the hand sketch of how your product should be. Just use what just these are the drew is the logo, the bar for the battery or Wi-Fi, the network. Look at all this, browse by space. Just the basic function, browse by category. Just examples of this is an example of low fidelity wireframe. Right, just focus on the functionality. It's a hand sketch. Right? It's mostly product managers that do that. Like basically want to be a printed app like OP. Right, just draw. You can just use a pencil and paper and hand sketch how it's going to look like. So you are focusing on what the functionalities in terms of the key things that should be in the product, not the design. Because of course you cannot design with pencil and paper, with the environment. So just a hand sketch, free hand sketch of what the product should be like. So you can see from even definition here, low fidelity wireframe designs are often used in early stages of a project to test early concepts and gather what feedbacks. Right? So these designs are
Mm-hmm.
very useful for user testing because they allow users to focus on the functionality without being distracted by the visual design. Functionality first before design. What's there is no essence of you having a picture appealing and visualistic appealing product that is not functional. You have a product that is very fine. When you click on something to rouse is another thing. Oh, that's why the fact that it's very fine and intuitive and all of all those things, people would not want to use it. So low fidelity wireframe just includes the most basic elements of the design. This can include boxes representing images, text lines, and placeholders for other features. But these wireframes are a great way to create visual representation of a design concept quickly.
Mm-hmm.
They are crucial in the design process because they allow designers to iterate quickly, like I said before. You iterate quickly and also test different ideas before investing time in creating a high fidelity wireframe. So this is just like the most basic part of it, at low fidelity wireframes. So let's so now let us look at mid fidelity wire. So mid fidelity wireframe right in the slide, I said the more detailed representation is more detailed of what the product looks like
So
without colors.
have you
It's not
gone
the
back
first.
to sharing the notes?
I think I will. I will
Or
switch it back.
okay,
I will still go back to the Google. So I'm just trying to explain what it is.
okay, that's fine.
It's supposed to switch automatic. It's supposed to switch automatic. I don't know why it's not switching automatically. But mid fidelity wireframe is what a more detailed representation of what the product looks like without colors. This one is they don't use hand, it's not hand sketch. But only that this one is more detailed, but it don't have just like low fidelity wireframe. This one too does not have colors or pictures or branding. So it is also they typically created in black and white or ash inside Figma or any design tool. So let me show you. Let me show you an example of a what mid fidelity wireframe. A mid. Can you see my screen?
No, it's just the low fidelity wireframe design that's on there.
See, I'm still seeing the low feed.
I've
Okay,
no. I'm
Okay,
supposed to show you mid fidelity. I've changed its mid fidelity wireframe.
yeah, now we can see the Google images part. Yeah.
So this is an example of a mid fidelity wireframe. You can see it's advanced, just like how it is on your application. But it's just that there is no words, there are no pictures. Let me try and open. There are no word pictures. That's what a mid fidelity wireframe is. Let me zoom it so you see it more clearly. So this is an example of a mid fidelity wireframe. Hope you can see what it is.
Yeah.
This is an example of a mid. It's just a more advanced word. It's just the way they use Figma to design it. But this one doesn't have what colors. Let it load. So this is an example of a mid fidelity wireframe. You can see it. Aggregator photo. These are like an advanced application. This one doesn't have colors. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing it clearly?
Mm-hmm.
Just like how you have stars or something, all of these things. But they use Figma, the design tool.
So does it mean
Not
that
that no one did it in a paper, but this one they use Figma. Like they design it just add color. What do you say?
so question? So I changed the difference
So
between a low fidelity.
what is yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that. So the difference between a low fidelity and mid fidelity is that with a low fidelity is hand drawn, hand sketch, and I'm guessing mid fidelity is more of just transferring the hand sketch onto like a soft copy.
So that's what it is. So a mid fidelity wireframe is a what is the hand scale. They use what design tool for it. They use a design tool for it called Figma, right? They use Figma
Okay.
for it, but the thing that they don't know what color, right? It does
Mm-hmm.
not have what colors. It does not have what colors. It does not have what color. That's the difference, but it's well done. Every main important things are there, right? Those are exactly how it's going to be. That's how it is. So the essence of mixed fidelity wireframe is that it helps the team to begin to transition that idea that was gotten from design, right? It does help begin to transition from abstract design ideas to a more concrete design plan. So the mixed fidelity wireframe help the team start thinking about how the users will interact with each screen or each element in the final state and also navigate among them. So the mixed wireframe is a very ideal tool in a very interactive and iterative design process, right? They are very, very rough, they are disposable and also easy to create. So mixed wire, that's how mixed wire just to make it one more advanced world structure of how the users are going to interact with the product. Now, let us look at high fidelity wireframe. So, high fidelity wireframe, this is a detailed and refined representation of a product interface. Let me go back to so that you're able to. So, high fidelity wireframe are detailed and refined representation of a product interface with design what elements. They include the design colors, they include the typography, they include the word fonts, they include the pictures, and also realistic content. So high fidelity wireframe provide a comprehensive and also visually accurate preview of how the final product will look and also function. It is also worthy to note that high fidelity wireframe is what is handed over to the developers to implement into a functional product. So high fidelity wireframe is the final design. They've done all the whole correction and everything. The one that have the color, the one that have everything, how your all the products you have, all the products you see, right? The designers did the what high fidelity wireframe. That's what they want handed over or to the developers to what to work on the front end and the back end. Do you understand? So they are detailed and refined representation of a product interface with design elements, with colors, typography, fonts, pictures, realistic content, and so on. They provide a comprehensive and a visually accurate review of how the final product will look and function. It is also worthy to note that the high fidelity wireframe is what is handed over to the developers to implement into a functional product. Let me show you an example of a high fidelity wireframe. Hi.
If you switch the page, we can't see you.
I know, I will show you.
Okay.
High fidelity wireframe. Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, I can.
I'm still seeing types of wireframes.
It's supposed to change.
Okay, it has changed now.
It's messed up. I don't know why it's so. Yeah, it's supposed to show. Come on, let me try to show you what pictures of what high fidelity wireframe. I'm trying to select the picture for you to see them. The high fidelity wireframes are the one that have all the pictures, the word graphics and everything. Right? That have the word colors and everything. I'm trying to show you. To look at an example of the low fidelity and what high word fidelity. The ones that have the one that have the pictures and the color and everything
And
doesn't
the
have it.
colors.
You have it on
Okay.
your website. Yes. So it's not the advance. High fidelity is the advance of what mid fidelity. The advance of mid word fidelity. Right? They've done the mid fidelity is like exactly how it is, but this one is that one don't have what images. What I mean, doesn't have picture, doesn't have. But this high fidelity will find on the final color, the final design, handed over to what the what. I'm showing you all of them on the screen so you see it. The one that have the what design that was handed over to the developers to work on. Is there any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No, I understand everything.
Do you have any questions?
Not at all.
Yeah, good. So now let us look at let's continue. So let us look at what a prototype is. We've done. I've explained what the wireframes are. Why did I say wireframe is? I said it was a wireframe is a visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. Visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. Visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. That is what wireframe is all about. So it's a visual representation of skeletal structure of a product. Now let's look at what a prototype is all about. A prototype is the working version of a product
Mm-hmm.
that is created for testing, for evaluation, and also for demonstration purposes. A prototype is a working version of a product that is created for testing, for evaluation, and also demonstration purposes. It is a tangible and interactive representation of the final products that allows designers, product managers, developers, and other stakeholders to explore and validate ideas, functionalities, and also user interaction before the full product is what developed. So prototype is a working version of a product that is created for testing, right? When you are done with everything, right? You've done the whole work and everything. It's like the first working version of a product, right? So it's created for testing, for evaluation, for what and demonstration purposes. It's a very tangible and interactive representation of the final product, and it allows our designers, product managers, developers, and other stakeholders to explore and validate what ideas function. What it does mean that prototype also is a version of a product that is created for testing. Right? Let's say you've done all the whole design and everything, right? The version that is working. Now, when you click on something, right, when you click the link, maybe whether you upload it on Vessel, whatever you upload it on, when you click on the website and everything, it is working already. So it's a working version of a product that is created for testing, for evaluation, and for demonstration purposes. So it is a tangible and interactive representation of the final product that allows designers, product managers, developers, and other stakeholders. So it's what when all of you in the tech team have built it. That's what prototype is. It's what everybody in the tech team is using to test out what that has been built, right? So it allows what the designers, the product managers, the developers, and other stakeholders to explore and validate ideas, validate functionalities, and also user interaction before the full product is developed. So prototype can also take various forms, and they also include paper prototype, digital wireframes, clickable mockups, and also interactive simulation of the product. Let me show you an example of what a prototype is. I will send more things on the group and all of that. I just want to show you what a prototype. I just want to show what a prototype is. Prototype. So prototype doesn't really, it's not like more of a picture. It's just more of about everything that has been built, right?
Sorry,
That is
are
what
you sharing the
maybe.
screen?
No, I'm not sharing. I just want to just explain it. I'm not trying to,
Okay, okay,
but
okay.
it does not have a picture. Yeah, it does not have a picture like a, or like
An
say, like
example.
how
Yeah.
you see how, yeah, it's just the explanation of it is a working version of a product. It's used for testing, for evaluation, and
Okay.
for demonstration purpose. That's what all the things that have been done in the work tech team. This is what that is being shared for everybody to test to check, okay, the functionality, is it working? Did the back end, did they do the right thing? Did they do the right thing? The UI UX, is there any other thing wants to improve in the design? Is it what that when somebody click on something, does the back end respond? Right? Very does it route well to the front end and all of those things? That's what prototype is all about. So they can take various form, like digital wireframe, clickable, like what are the clickable mockups? What's a click? Is it working? Clickable mockups, interactive simulations of a product. So those basically working version of a product. And it is created for what everybody tech team to what test out, to evaluate, right? And also to see that everything that has been done is very well. It's also explore and validate the ideas, the functionality of the product, and also how the user will interact with the products before the final one that they're going to push out to the general public or to the users is being developed. Do you understand it now?
Mm-hmm.
I hope we're all clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So yeah, we've done wireframe. Wireframe is skeletal what? Wireframe is what skeletal structure of a product. I'm just trying to remind you all the things we've done. Wireframe is what skeletal what visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. Wireframe is the what visual representation of the skeletal. I try to use the most simple and basic definition for you to understand and grasp the concept. So
Mm-hmm.
wireframe is what visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. Visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. Prototype prototype is what working version of a product that is created for testing, for demonstration, for evaluation purposes. It is what done before the final product is released, right? An example prototype can take various forms. They include what paper prototype, digital wireframes, clickable mockups, and even interactive simulations of the product. The prototype is a working version of a product that is created for testing, for evaluation, and also demonstration purposes. It's a tangible and interactive representation of the final structure of a final product that allow designers, product managers, developers, and other stakeholders to explore and to validate ideas, functionalities, and also user interaction before the full product is what developed. So now, what is user flow? User flow is a visual representation. This is very, very important in product management. A user flow is a visual representation of the steps a user would take to complete a task or to achieve a specific task or goal within a digital product or service. A user flow provides a detailed overview of the user journey from the first interaction with products to the completion of a desired action. It is commonly used in user experience, that's UX design, and also product development to understand, to document, and to what is simply user flow is what visual representation of the steps. So in Figma, all the things a user, take for instance your banking app, when you open the banking app, you see login with Face ID or typing your username and your password. This is what user flow is all about. They would have done it in the design. You understand? Then, the next screen will be what? Transfer to other banks, transfer from Access Bank to Access Bank, and all of that. Also, in that screen, you also see buy, pay for utility service, buy electricity tokens, buy airtime, buy data. All those screens you see, that's what they call user flow. So they are going to represent everything that a user is going to encounter in that product from the beginning to the end, right? All the things he or she is going to click. That's what the design is all about. That's why it's called a user flow. All the steps a user will take to complete a task, either to pay for utility service, to buy data, to make a transfer, whatever product you're building. So user flow is a visual representation of the steps a user will take to complete a task or to achieve a specific goal or task within a digital world product or service. So it provides a detailed overview of the user journey from the first interaction with the product to the completion of the desired action. It is commonly used in user experience design and product development to understand, to document, and also to optimize the user experience. Do you understand the explanation of user flow? Visual representation. They will do it on Figma to show everybody, okay, this is how it's going. Because as a product manager, your idea should be how well should a user be able to use all these things in terms of how fast. Take for instance, somebody wants to come on your website, on your page. These are asking for BVM. I know that there are some things that, of course, the basic things in terms of the KYC needs to be put and everything, but you don't need to kind of overdo things in terms of it becomes very, very difficult for users. Just like some people are saying when they say job application and they start asking them to make videos or even cover letters, if they become uninterested about it again. That is how it is in product management, right? You cannot just be making the whole process for people to come on to sign up to your website or sign up to your product very, very difficult. So that's the essence of user flow. So is everything they try to they design everything, all the steps a user is going to take from the beginning of any action he or she wants to do to the end. That's what they call a user flow. So everything is done on Figma. It's like in case they want to correct anything, they can correct any screen before they give the final design to the developers to work on. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So the visual representation of the steps, a user, like I gave the example of the job applications. If you make it so straight, people will be uninterested to continue the product in terms of when they're trying to sign up. You're asking them for they do their biometrics, they have their face ID and everything. You ask them for KYC details, or you ask them for more and more things. They just become weary and dump the application. They might not get the value of what you're trying to offer to them. So that's all user flow is about. It's a visual representation of the steps a user will take to complete a task or to achieve a specific goal within a digital product or service. So it's provide a detailed overview of the user journey from the first interaction with the product to the completion of desired action. It's commonly used in user experience, UX, design, and also product development to understand, to document and optimize the user experience. Now, let us go to the key elements of a user flow. The key elements of a user flow. Key elements of a user flow. The first one is the entry point. So the entry point, just like the main entry point, is the starting point of the user journey. such as the landing page of a website, right? The landing page, starting point of the user journey. In terms of this is what, of course, when you the starting point of user journey, when you open your application, you have to sign in, right? That's the entry point. Either you sign in
Mm-hmm.
with Face ID or you sign in with your fingerprint, mostly for Android. You sign in with your Google, sign in with Apple, sign in with your password. So the entry point, starting point of a user journey, such as a landing page of a website, opening, as I said, example is opening a mobile app or clicking a specific link. The second one is steps and actions. So steps and actions are the sequences of steps, all the things that what the user is going to do. These are the key elements. All these are the things that what necessary in user flow. The steps and action, sequences of steps or actions that users take to accomplish the tasks. And this includes the interaction with various elements, such as buttons, such as forms, or such as or menus. The third one is decision point. This is a point in a user flow where the user needs to make a decision or choose between different options. That's like I gave an example. Transfers from Access Bank to Access Bank, transfer from Access Bank to other banks. Decision points. It can also be what pay for data or pay for what electricity, just whatever that decision point. There are points in user flow where the user needs to make a decision or choose between different options, and these decision points may lead to branching paths in the user journey. We had feedback and confirmation. Of course, if you do a transfer, the feedback is going to what transfer done or successful, share received or view. Am I right? That's feedback and confirmation. That the feedback messages or confirmation screens that inform the user about the success or completion of a particular steps, and this help the user to understand their progress and the outcome of their actions. That's feedback and confirmation. Feedback messages or confirmation screens that inform the user about the success or completion of a particular step, and it will also help the user to understand their progress and the outcome of their what actions. Then the last one we have exit points. Exit points are the what final steps or the end point of the user flow, where the user has successfully what completed the task or achieved the goal. All of these are the what key elements of a user flow. The entry point, starting point of a user journey, such as a landing page of a website, opening a mobile app, or clicking a specific link. We have the steps and actions. That are the what actions or the steps the user takes to accomplish a task. Decision points, feedback and confirmation, and exit point. These are the what the key elements of a user flow. So product managers collaborate with UI UX designers to create a user flow of a product with the ultimate goal of improving the user experience, that's the UX of the product. So for product managers, Figma is more of a collaborative tool where you work with your team to bring your product to life. So all the things I've seen today so far, we spoke about Figma. Like I said, Figma is a cloud-based design tool that enables collaboration among everyone in the tech team, the designers, the quality assurance, the product managers, developers, and other stakeholders in real time. It is used for creating user interface, wireframe, prototype, and design systems. And we spoke about wireframe. I said the wireframe is the visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. A visual representation of the skeletal structure of a product. It serves as a fundamental tool in the early stages of the design process, therefore allowing designers, product managers, and other stakeholders to conceptualize and communicate the overall structure and functionality of the digital interface of a product. And I gave examples of wireframe. I have low fidelity wireframe, mid fidelity wireframe, and high fidelity wireframe. I explained that low fidelity wireframe enhanced sketch of what the product looks on paper. So they are very simple and basic representation of the product interface. So it is focused on outlining the structure, the layout, and the key components without including detailed design elements. So what low fidelity wireframe is created using a pen and paper on whiteboard to quickly pull down the product interface in a quick and easy way during the early addition stage of the product. You also have mid fidelity wireframe. It's very detailed and professional, look good, but that they don't it doesn't have any color any picture or any form of branding is mostly created in black or white or ash, and it is done on Figma. But low fidelity is done with pen and paper. High fidelity is what the final design, right? After you've done your low fidelity, your mid fidelity, the high final design you're doing, the one that includes your what design elements, the colors, the typography, the fonts, the picture, and every other realistic things you want to put on the words, the product. So I also spoke about prototype. Prototype is a working version of a product that's created for testing, for evaluation and demonstration purposes. So it can take various forms. They include paper prototypes, digital wireframes, clickable mockups, and even interactive simulations of a product. So it's just a working version of a product. It's created for testing, for evaluation and demonstration purposes. It's a very tangible and interactive representation of the final product. So it allows designers and product managers and developers and all the stakeholders to explore and validate the ideas, the functionality, and the user interaction before the full and final product is developed. Then I said user flow, right? I spoke about lastly, visual representation of the steps a user will take to complete a task, right? So I gave the key elements, the entry points, the steps and actions, decision points, feedback and confirmation, and what exit point. So that's basically all what spoke about today. So far, do you have any questions?
Are you required to do? I mean, well, so I was going to say that you have to do both all the types of wireframes, and I just thought about it,
For
and I'm guessing yes, you have to.
yes, yeah, why it essence to do at least most times is mostly low fidelity and high fidelity. Most times, most people skip mid fidelity.
Okay.
Because get what I'm trying to say, especially if you're working, and even sometimes, if most of all these senior UI UX guys, they hardly even do low fidelity. Most people that do low fidelity are mostly product managers that might want to show this how the product will look like. But even the developers and the UI guys, they already know what to build already. The essence of low fidelity is just for sketch, just in case you want to remove this and remove that. But those senior
Yeah.
guys, most of them know what to do already. So most of them just go straight to the high fidelity, of course, and start doing what they are doing. But still, low fidelity, high fidelity. But the main design is high fidelity. But that is
Okay.
what's given to the developers to to work on for it to become a live product. Is that taking?
Yeah, that's okay. I understand it.
All right, that's very very good. So, all right, that's very very good. So so that's all we have for today. Then our next class will be practical. I will send some things on the group. So I think one how to install Figma, one small YouTube video. I will send some basic things on the group that will help us the next class I'm trying to have, so that everything will go on very very well, right?
hmm
So are we good to
I
go?
think for Figma,
Yeah, go ahead.
you're familiar with Figma?
Yeah, I'm quite familiar with
Oh
Figma.
really?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, we did it in our masters. We did human-centered design, but I said that we
Oh, you,
also used Figma
Yeah, you
a
for
bit.
with
uh,
yeah.
wow! I didn't know that you guys did. Which masters you put? What was your master degree course?
We did digital health.
Digital healthcare.
Oh, digital health. So you guys know how to do pro, prototypes.
Yeah, I did a
Or let's
prototype
say,
for my dissertation.
We did go through
wow,
prototype low fidelity with I think with this draw IO.
yeah, wow, that's nice. Maybe you can just share the link of what you did. Let me just see how it is. That was really really fantastic. I was even
Okay.
trying to
I, I
see
used
so I
I
would
used my
also.
I used my university email, so I'm not sure if I still have access to data, or should I?
Honestly, that was the link. I'm not editing anything just to see what you've done. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
Like
yeah, yeah,
view.
yeah, I know, but I was just thinking if I have access to that email address because that'll be the way that you'll be able to view it. Because I don't know if I even have the link. I'll check my documents and see.
I think I'll try
Okay,
and
that's nice. It's good as yeah, very very good. It's good at least you guys have experience at pressure. of design, right? It's just Figma is not really more of a product manager tool. It's good for you to know how to use it, at least just for to draw, to do some basic things. But it's all good. So do you have any questions, like, or anything you want to ask or anything?
Not at all.
All right, so are we good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send the. So please don't please that I'm supposed by now I was supposed to be trying to do the second course, second project.
Yeah, the certificates, I'm almost done.
Yeah, so
I'll
please go through it and try and finish it up on time and submit. We have to submit it like ASAP with the other assignment. I didn't want us to. All right, so thank you very, very much for your time tonight, and have a great week ahead, and have a great night rest, everyone.
okay.
All right, so bye.
Bye.
Right,
Yeah,
have a good
thank